Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you guys liked my last episode about Eve. I was a bit concerned about it, not gonna lie. But well, I think it turns out just fine. So, this week we're gonna continue this series with our duo character, Lu and Ciel. Lu lost her power and turns to a small child after the betrayal from Demon Realm. Ciel happened to find her and takes her in at her weak state. But not for long, Ciel died from protecting Lu from the chase of the demon assassin. Lu used all her remaining energy to revive Ciel by making him a half-demon servant. And the story continues. Their tag team playstyle, aka combination system, is very unique and fun to play with. The biggest advantage is having two separated MP bar. So basically you will have 2 times mana of any other characters. This system itself might seem a little bit complicated, but Lucy are actually very new player welcome character in general. They share gear together, but you need to pay attention that costume and accessory are separated. And you can pick either Lu or Ciel as your main Shonen status. First path, Catastrophe. So Lu became Chiliach at first, then Ciel became Dreadlord at second, then became Cata as a duo at third job. Cata has a passive that boosts the critical and maximize status for 15%. In fact, all paths of Lucy have a similar passive, which is good for saving some magic zones. Cata is a pretty straightforward class. You apply terror stacks while attacking, then amplify your damage. Stacking got easier and easier while achieving higher classes. Their early stage is kind of hell since lacking good clearing skills, and quite a mana hunger as well. Things turns better when you got the trance passive. But the true game-changing point is after achieving third job due to their passive. The combination skills is much easier to stack. I highly suggest to get the mod skills. Combined with their CDL passive, their clearing became very decent. Their bossing damage is very good as well. Self-buff, terror stacks, and passive make their combination skills easy to pop with good damage. So my rating for Cata in clearing is 4. Bossing is around 3 to 4. After third job, managing mana became easier, so 3. For supporting, they only got the basic aura and 10% debuff. I mean, you can bring them to raids, but they are not really a support tier class. So in general, they are a straightforward class, easy to maintain their combination skills, good mana management and good CDL passive. But if compared to all Lucy class, they're not very standout. Their clearing is a bit weaker than IN, and they basically outdamage all Lucys. Cata skills damage is kind of low at this meta. You might need to invest slightly more if wanting to DPS at raids, but their damage are good for general dungeon or a second DPS. and due to their weak support abilities, finding Raid's party might be slightly difficult at mid-games. And personally, I think their terror from behind mechanic is a bit harsh to active. It seems like an outdated PvP passive to me. But overall, I enjoy to play this class in general. I suggest to make them during the jumping event to avoid the early game. So second path, Innocence. So Ciel became Royal Guard at first job. Lu became Nobleness at second. Then the duo became Innocent at third job. Ian is famous by their amazing clearing abilities. The Sex of Soul amplify their magical damage and affect the size of certain skills. Also a very straightforward class with their very simple mechanic. Their advanced draft passive makes Soul easily to stacks. They also got crit and maximize boost from passive. And their mana resource and CDR are very decent as well. All these factors make them so good at clearing for all dungeons. After third job, they even got another CDR passive. And some critical damage boost from soul sacks. When it comes to bossing, Ian do feel a little bit underpowered. Especially on small bosses. Low CDR makes them have constant damage for general bossing, but for sure is not a very bursty type. Great mana resource in general. They can even drain some mana back from skill. So for sure they got 5 stars on clearing. Bossing is not bursty enough, so 3, but very stable on mana. They're really similar to Cata on supporting. Basic aura and 31% debuff, but it only lasts for 3 seconds. Overall, Iron is great for new players and farming due to their strong clearing and mana management. Skills are spammable 24/7, though you might feel boring with their simple mechanic. In this meta, bossing is their weakness. You need to practice on your skill rotation for iframe and constant damage. I think it requires the most gear out of all Lucy's if you're wanting to DPS. They should get some buff on supporting in between mid to end game farming. Third path, Diangelion. So Lu turns to Diabla at first, became Dia as the duo at third. I think Dia is one of the most underestimated class in the game. Their DPS are insane in this meta. One of the top DPS with no doubts. Though they are getting nerfed very soon. But that doesn't stop them from being a beast. They got a similar boost on critical and maximize as well. Their features are transforming to a demon. Demon Form is not just bursty damage but great survivability due to their passive. Both mana and health regen makes them very stable on dungeons. Clearing might be slightly off due to their short range skill, but that's a fair trade-off I think. When it comes to raids, they are actually very good at debuffing as well. 15 and 30% on all defense debuff, additional damage increase, and petrifying for 6 seconds. It's a really good choice of support for raids now. This is my rating for Dia. 5 for bossing due to their self buff and demon form damage. Supporting, I guess around 3 to 4, depends how well you know about their debuff. Dia is one of the top tier DPS for endgames. Their passive makes them very good at mobile. Good surviving along with mana regen, health regen, and good CDR. Clearing is slightly weaker if compared to all 3 Lucy's. And early game is a bit weak due to their complicated skill set. But you just need some more time to practice and understand if you want to main them. Demon Form is just so cool and fun to play with. You can really feel their damage on mid-game already. Their complex skills might pull off a lot of players. But I really like their design and playstyle in general. Lu and Ciel is having a big issue going through from mid to end game. First and second path are not very welcome due to their weak support abilities. A lot of new players drop out from the third path due to their complex system. There is a big cutoff from mid-end players to high-end players. I mean, their systems are actually very good for all players to explore the game. If only they would add some more support abilities to them. I like Lu and Ciel playstyle a lot. They are very different from the rest of the gang. I hope they will add some more support ability in the future, so that I can use them to raid more. So that's it. That's my thought on all Lu and Ciel paths. Let me know how you think about them in the comment. Like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to see my upcoming video of this series. I will see you all on next one.